She's got to support. She's got to support my six-pack here.
Good evening, everyone. The September 10th, 2025 council meeting of the Long Branch City Council will now come to order. Roll call, please.
Mr. Rassus?
Here.
Mr. Vieira?
Here.
Mrs. Wittes?
Here.
Mr. Dangler?
Here.
Dr. Vogt?
Here. Will everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And if I could ask you to remain standing, if we could have a moment of silence for Al Williams, a city employee who we recently lost. Al Williams was a firefighter and also the photographer for the department, a wonderful man who worked for us many years. Thank you. I will now read the mission statement for the City Council. The Long Branch Mayor, City Council, and Administration are committed to cultivating an environment of mutual trust and respect that values the diversity of our community. We will strive to enhance the quality of life for all who live here by making Long Branch a desirable place in which to live and prosper. We will treat all members of the public with respect and expect the same in return. Certification, please.
I hereby certify that this meeting has been published in the newspaper in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act and posted as required by law.
Thank you. Reading and approval of previous minutes. I need a motion to approve the minutes of the August 27th, 2025 meeting.
So moved.
I need a second.
I can. I'm going to abstain. I don't think I can do it.
Okay.
Glenn, you there?
I need a second. Glenn, or
Is Glenn there?
Glenn, you there?
Second.
okay. Roll call, please.
Mr. Rassus?
Yes.
Mr. Vieira?
Abstain.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Mr. Dangler?
Abstain.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Consideration of ordinances, public hearing and final consideration. This is ordinance 0-10-25. A bond or ordinance providing for various 2025 capital acquisitions and improvements for the city of Long Branch in the county of Monmouth, state of New Jersey, appropriating $1,870,000 therefore, including a state of the New Jersey Department of Transportation grant in the amount of $750,000 and authorizing the issuance of $1,095,500 bonds for notes of the city to finance part of the costs thereof. A summary of this ordinance is, this ordinance was introduced on August 27th, 2025, and provides for various capital acquisitions and improvements consisting of 1, roadway reconstruction on various roads in the city, including but not limited to a portion or the entire length of, as applicable, Oakwood Avenue and Seaview Avenue in the city. 2, purchase of IT server equipment. And 3, replacement of 3 intersection traffic signals at various locations within the city. I need a motion to open the public hearing on this ordinance only.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
If any member of the public has any comment to make on this ordinance only, please come to the podium, state your name and address clearly for the record. You will have 5 minutes and may only speak once on ordinance 0-10-25.
Vincent Lepore, 33 Ocean Terrace, Long Branch, requesting 1-minute notification. Since the rules of the council, President, no cross dialogue, I'll make my statement with questions and afterwards expect responses from the council or the administration. Quote, in the ordinance, which sum includes a $750,000 grant expected to be received from the Department of Transportation of the state of New Jersey, end quote. The question being, when is the grant expected to be received? In the ordinance, Section 3A description reads as follows, quote, roadway reconstruction on various roads in the city, including but not limited to a portion or the entire length of, as applicable, Oakwood Avenue and Seaview Avenue in the city. Total approximation of $1,360,000. The questions being, is West Long Branch contributing to Oakwood Avenue in the repaving, and at what amount? The additional question, are both Oakwood Avenue and Seaview Avenue being entirely repaved? After the repaving of Oakwood Avenue, will there be an enforced 5-year moratorium on development projects along Oakwood Avenue? What is the start and finish date for the repairing of Oakwood Avenue? Section 3C, there's a quote, replacement of 3 intersection traffic signals at various locations within the city, end quote. Question being, what locations in the city will receive these 3 traffic signals? And then I want clarification. Section 7, and this is clarification for the record, on Section 7D, quote, an aggregate amount not exceeding $205,000 for items of expense listed in and permitted under Section 20 of local bond law is included in the estimated cost indicated herein for improvements described, end quote. And then Section 3 mentions, quote, all engineering and design work, quote, preparation of plans and specifications, end quote. Question being, for clarification of the record, do the statements in Section 3 stand separate and apart from the $205,000 professional fees in Section 7D? Yes or no? That's the conclusion. I respect the answers now.
Thank you, Mr. Lepore. Would anyone care to respond?
Yeah, sure.
The Oakwood Avenue is a 50-50 split with West Long Branch. We both won a $750,000 grant, and we're splitting the cost for that. Seaview Avenue is not the entire section. It's actually where 2 projects came into each other, and it created a pooling issue between the 2, and we're repairing it for a few of the residents that are being affected by it. And what was the other one you asked?
Lights.
Oh, and the traffic signals have not been selected yet. We have 4 left in the city that need to be replaced, and the traffic department's working on, because they talk to each other, what the best way to go is. But if you look over the last 7 years, we've replaced 2 every year. These are our last 4 that we need to do.
When is the grant expected, and what is the start and finish date for Oakwood Avenue?
The grant we won already, we have that, and the start and finish date has not been determined yet, because we're waiting on the engineering to be done.
And the
So-
5-year moratorium for development projects along Oakwood Avenue will be enforced?
We haven't even discussed that.
That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Lepore. Anyone else? Okay, I need a motion to close.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
This is the second reading of Ordinance 10-25. I need a motion to adopt on second and final reading and advertise according to law.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Rassus?
Yes.
Mr. Viera?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Mr. Dangler?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. On to Ordinance 0-11-25, an ordinance authorizing sale of city property not needed for public use located at 186 Jolene Avenue, Long Branch, New Jersey, Block 398, Lot 25, Route 36, Section 5, Parcel E87. By deed of easement and property located at 181 Jolene Avenue, Long Branch, New Jersey, Lot 396, Block 396, Lot 1, Route 36, Section 5, Parcel 90A, UE 90B by bargain and sale deed for the NJ DOT project Route 36 Bridge over Troutman's Creek. This ordinance was introduced on August 27th, 2025, and the New Jersey Department of Transportation is seeking to acquire a permanent deed easement and a partial taking and permanent utility easement by bargain and sale deed of a portion of 2 parcels owned by the city of Long Branch, which are within the proposed site of planned construction for the New Jersey Department of Transportation of Route 36 Troutman's Creek Bridge project. This ordinance authorizes the sale of these parcels by deed of easement and bargain of sale agreement to the state by the city of Long Branch at a fair market value. I need a motion to open the public hearing of this ordinance only.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
If any member of the public has any comments to make on this ordinance only, please come to the podium, state your name and address clearly for the record. You will have 5 minutes and may only speak once on ordinance 0-11-25. Seeing none, I need a motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. This is the second reading of ordinance 11-25. I need a motion to adopt on second and final reading and advertise according to law.
So move. Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Rassus?
Yes.
Mr. Viera?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Mr. Dangler?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Ordinance for introduction, there are none. Public participation for resolutions and all general comments. I need a motion to open the public portion of the meeting for all comments.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. The public portion of the meeting is to allow you, the public, to state your comments directly to the administration and have a voice in the proceedings of your governing body. There will be no cross dialogue during the public portion of the meeting. After you have spoken, any member of the dais authorized to speak on the administration's behalf may address your comments, answer questions, or correct any misleading or erroneous information. If there's anyone in the audience who has a comment to make, please step forward to the podium, state your name and address clearly for the record. You will have 5 minutes and may only speak once.
Vincent Lepore, 33 Ocean Terrace, Long Branch, requesting 1-minute notification. The people of this city are currently reeling from being clobbered by tax increases. Recently, the residents received a letter of illusion from the mayor and council in an attempt to spin the blame on tax increases, mostly on the Board of Ed in county. The Board of Ed with an increase of 11.83%, the county with an increase of 14%. Mayor Pallone and council further said in the letter, quote, while the city of Long Branch is responsible for collecting and distributing property taxes to the county and the school board, the city has no authority over the tax increase of the Board of Education or any other government agency, end quote. What Pallone and council failed to state is that the policies of the municipal government have directly impacted increases in the Board of Education taxes and county taxes to the residents of this city. Due to this city's developers' tax abatements, where Pill Village 3 and other developments currently pay no contributions to the Board of Ed. The failed contribution results in an increased tax burden on the residents of this city. The Board of Ed, having lost revenue all along since 2005, when this city started these developer tax abatements. The Board of Ed, currently losing $1,300,000 a year to these tax abatements, is as equally at fault for never fighting tax-abated development projects, thereby grossly failing their fiduciary responsibility to the taxpayers of this city, resulting in increased Board of Education taxes. Likewise, the municipal government's decision on tax-abated development properties puts the burden on city residents who are not abated of more of a proportion to the county contribution of a 14% increase. So in essence, the policies of the municipal government have directly affected the Board of Ed and County, which has directly resulted in the tax increases of the residents. Mayor Pallone and council may try to be sly to wash their tax increases through a shell game with the Board of Ed and County, but he has failed. Knowledgeable taxpayers see right through this ploy. The $514.26 decrease in municipal is a cruel joke. Pallone and council further continue in the letter, quote, increases due to the tax assessment of your home mandated by the county demonstration program, end quote. And when Pallone was on council, he and the rest of the council members voted to put the city in the demonstration program, resulting in these phenomenal increases in assessments in the past few years. He's just as responsible for the demonstration program. Additionally, the Pallone municipal government decision in the current 2025 budget to retain $6,680,000 surplus without applying it to the taxpayers for taxpayer relief is in and of itself a hidden municipal tax increase. Notwithstanding the 2025 budget projected surplus of $8,898,869. To residents, the city is like the Titanic. Multimillionaires party at Pier Village 3 on their tax abatements, while the residents sink under the tax load. The 2025 municipal budget had a line item of $173,000 under administration for miscellaneous expenses, special events, also known as concerts and parties. The Recreation Department had a line item of miscellaneous other expenses, also known as celebrations and parties, for $154,500.
1 minute notification.
And on tonight's bill out, these so-called free food events at the Arts Center and elsewhere, we have $404 for candy supplied by a specialty supplier at an Arts Center event. For the Pallone team, the party goes on. To the people of this city, they suffer. Some of the people of this city are victims, no question about it. Other people in this city, you went along with the ride. You didn't fight. You're as much a contribution to this city's junk government as the current mayor and council are.
Thank you, Mr. Lepore. Would anyone care to respond?
Sure, and I'm sure Mr. Lepore will leave so that he doesn't hear what the answer to his questions really are, though I don't think they were questions. I think they were just, misstatements of fact. Couple of things. Not for me, I'm not the one to comment on the city spending whatever it spends on celebrations and events that are, pretty popular in the city. That's not really the point. But I always think that it's important for us to talk when Mr. Lepore gets up and he talks about tax abatements and then somehow the Board of Education gets less money. It's just a fundamental misunderstanding of government. And while I know it's a misunderstanding of government, and I know Mr. Lepore is just saying it because he's trying to twist a narrative that doesn't really exist. So the way it works is this. It's the Board of Education strikes a budget. We don't control their budget. They strike a budget and they tell the city how much money they need to raise. The city tells the county who strikes a tax rate. And 4 times a year, they get paid whatever the 4 quarters of whatever the money it is that they put in their budget. Any tax abatement doesn't reduce by 1 nickel the amount of money that the Board of Education has for education. It's just not true. Fundamentally, we hear that all the time. So when Mr. Lepore says, well, there's $1 million that the Board of Education's not getting, that's just not true, because the board strikes a budget and they and the county strikes a tax rate, and they get paid every nickel that they need to fund their budget. It's just the way the system works. That's as simple as it can be. With regards to the city budget, of course, the city budget was flat, and Mr. Lepore talks about the assessment demonstration program. And understand the way that works. If the city raises $10 this year and $10 last year, it's the same amount of money. If your taxes go up or down based upon the assessment of your property, it's a closed system. So if there are houses that go up, there are houses that go down, because in the end, the city still collects the same amount of money. So the only thing that the city can control, it's the only thing that they are in control of, is how much their budget actually is. And while the assessment demonstration program makes those changes every year, the fact of the matter is that even under a normal assessment structure, like in Middlesex County, for instance, a county that doesn't have a demonstration program, assessments change in town and people's taxes could go up or down, even though a municipal budget is flat. That's fundamentally part of it. This happens to be a year, by the way, in which you saw extraordinary increases, and they were as laid out in the letter that Mr. Lepore referred to, they were as a result of increases by the school board and the county. They don't have anything to do with the assessment demonstration program, and they certainly don't have anything to do with tax abatements. It's just fundamentally those two governments needed more money. They raised their budgets. The rate gets struck, and unfortunately, the bill gets mailed out from the city. That's the way it kind of works. You pay your taxes here at the city because you don't go to pay it at the county, and you don't go to pay it at the school board. We're just the tax collector for those things. So I think most folks understand that. I think the letter kind of hammered it home. I think it doesn't fit the narrative sometimes that Mr. Lepore has because of his feelings with regards to tax abatements. And you could have feelings with regards to tax abatements one way or the other, but on this point, it's just fundamentally incorrect.
Thank you, Mr. Anand. Anyone else? Yeah.
There are many people that do some really good things for this town, and I'd just like to make some acknowledgements.
Could you just give us
Oh,
your name and address?
Gregory Uberto, 55 Chelsea Avenue, Long Branch. I'm grateful to Mayor Pallone, the town council, and others that were instrumental in placing these banners on the boardwalk, on the light posts of servicemen that served in our country. Because without these men and women, we wouldn't have the freedoms that we have today. And the other groups of people I'd like to acknowledge, and I am very grateful that they're here in this city, not only in this city, but this entire country. First is the men and women of our police force, because when they go out in uniform, they risk their lives every day. And I appreciate that they are here to protect us. Not only the police officers, but the firemen, the men and women, and also the first responders, first aid squad that come out, because all those groups risk themselves when they put on that uniform. And I don't think the people realize this. And when I walk on that boardwalk, I look at those banners, and I'm proud of what they've done for this country. Because without them, and also our armed forces, I shudder to think what this country would be without them. That's a positive thing I wanted to let you know. But here's the other issue. And I'm glad this, in one respect, the summer's over, because maybe you could work this out. Get some kind of ordinance, because you have kids riding motorbikes, you have kids riding motor scooters on the street. Some follow the rules, some do not. They go past stop signs, they go past red lights, they're riding their motorbikes. This is a motor vehicle. There needs something to be done. And also, they were driving on the opposite side of the road. I've seen this. I don't know if there is ordinances or rules against it, but there needs to be something be done, because they're putting the drivers that drive the vehicles as well as themselves at risk. And I hope this government here, looks into this and addresses this question. And if you do pass these ordinances, you have to let the people know. And that's all, because I'll tell you, a few months ago, I was almost hit by a kid, 12 years old, riding a motorbike. They sell motorbikes, they sell scooters, but they don't tell them how to drive them on the street. And they're putting themselves at risk, and also all the people that are driving cars. So let's hope, I don't know if you have any ordinances, but I hope you will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Would anyone care to respond? Well, I'd like to respond in terms of your appreciation for the...
I can't hear you.
I said I would like to respond in terms of your appreciation for the banners that are on the boardwalk. And for that, primarily we thank Councilwoman Wittes, who was the one who brought that idea to the administration and worked through that whole project. I agree with you. I walk down that boardwalk and I read them all the time also. So our thanks and appreciation, Councilwoman Wittes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else?
My timer on here. Tim Kozakowski, 121 Atlantic Avenue. Greg stole a little bit of my thunder on my topic, actually, but maybe this will echo a little more clearly or with him. I'm basically talking tonight about bicycle safety and enforcement of laws for juvenile riders in the city. I come here as a concerned citizen, but also someone who has extensive EMS experience as a paramedic, and as other people who've dealt with a lot of field trauma.
Could you raise the microphone just a little bit?
Sure.
Sorry. Thank you.
Is that better?
Yes.
Is it better? I won't yell like that guy earlier who sounds like a regular here. That was impassioned, certainly. So I said I've been a paramedic and an ALS provider for years. This is a topic actually I raised with Mayor at the bungalow at Mikey Sherrill's kickoff thing a couple months ago. Mr. Shirley and I had this conversation at the Senior Center back in June. So this is not the first time they've heard this from me before. But actually to Greg's point, by the way, Greg's a great guy. Greg I met at the Senior Center a couple months ago. He's a magician, great magician, did a program there, taught me a few things, very cool guy. Running into here was kind of funny tonight. To your question about laws, there are laws posted in Jersey for, I'm sure you've all seen this, LBPD posts this regularly. Unfortunately, I don't think any of this is ever enforced from what I can tell. One of the things here talks about how children under 17 must be wearing a bicycle helmet. I lived here 5 years. I can probably count on two hands the amount of times I've seen a kid wearing a helmet. I did hear that there's some program at 7-Eleven to encourage kids to wear helmets and stuff like that, get a treat or something like that. If it happens, I don't think the message is getting out. The law does call for kids getting points in their licenses to not get a driver's license. I'm not sure if that's ever enforced. But frankly, as someone who's been in the field and dealt with these kind of situations on a trauma basis, I lived at the corner of Atlantic and Long Branch. I have seen in the last 5 years probably a dozen times when kids have made a left-hand turn into the northbound lane or the westbound lane of Atlantic Avenue in oncoming traffic and basically yell at the driver for being in the wrong place. I don't want to be a first responder at a traumatic brain injury. I think it's irresponsible that frankly that there's no enforcement that I can tell of these rules. I don't know if it's education in the schools has to happen or where it is or go to the parents on this whole thing here, but until you start behaving a little differently, nothing's going to change. I mean, they talk about insanity being doing the same thing over and over again and not doing and expecting different things changing. One of the things that Mr. Shirley said to me in June was that if they were to stop a juvenile who wasn't wearing a helmet or something like they're violating one of the laws, it takes 2 officers to go to the police station to deal with a child and to take someone off the street. I know other departments do it. Clark Township, I don't know where Clark Township is, somewhere nearby, 2 weeks ago posted a press release of an enforcement action they did in Clark Commons, where they basically went through and had an enforcement action for bicyclists. During this enforcement action, they contacted 15 juveniles, impounded 2 e-bikes, issued 19 summonses. The police director says he wants the parents and riders who receive summonses to know that the Clark Police Department proactive enforcement is about more than issuing summonses, but about protecting lives. That's the message here, right? I don't want to have kids get arrested. I don't want parents get cited and get them ticketed. I want kids to live. And I don't know if it's going to take a traumatic brain injury or some kid in town to get injured really badly for somebody to take action. But having seen people who had TBIs from bicycle accidents and motor vehicle accidents, it's sad. And to look at this town, a lot of kids who are Section 8 kids, paying a lot of money, these kids are not going to get the kind of medical care they need. It's tragic. And the fact that the city does nothing to deal with this, and maybe it's happening in the background, I don't see it, but I can count literally a handful of kids I've seen wearing bicycle helmets. It's ridiculous. It's really unfortunate there's no more care given to this activity here. Where was I going here? I don't know what you can do. I mean, during the summertime, there's dozens of officers in Pier Village. I know you don't want to chase kids on the street and the lights and sirens going on, but you've got enough Class 1s and Class 2s in Pier Village to stop a kid and say you're not wearing a helmet and do something about it. I've asked officers on the boardwalk, say, that kid's not wearing a bicycle helmet. Say, shrug their shoulders. They shrug their shoulders. That's not a response. You can't say it's not my job. What is law enforcement for if not enforcing the law? I think it's just, the end of the day, if you're afraid of being, I've heard one of the comments from, I think, the lieutenant, correct? Lieutenant Sergeant, at the business meeting a couple weeks ago, that, someone mentioned how, no one wants to be caught on camera on social media and basically recorded. If you're enforcing the laws and doing things legally, you get recorded, someone posts it somewhere. But just do the job. I mean, it's unfortunate that, this is not being dealt with in any way meaningful that I can tell, and it's sad. And I don't think that the city is giving any real care to the parents in this town and the kids in this town to deal with the fact that there's a major public safety issue. It's my 5 minutes. It's sad. And again, frankly, I don't want to be a first responder in an accident getting a kid being run over by a car on my street.
Charlie, I don't know, maybe if you want to jump in too. It's interesting because I read an article today. Is it?
Just wait 1 second, real quick.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Can I have 1 more second?
I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Let me just say that, we're hearing this every day, and
Right.
we work diligently to try to put something in place. But I read an article today which is very interesting because it is happening all over. I mean, in every city. I guess Woodbridge is adopting something in the fall, and there's another city that actually just adopted something. Mm-hmm. But again, I'm sorry I don't have an answer for you here. It is clearly a problem with enforcement. I think it's a problem with legislation in terms of what is a moped, what's a bicycle, and so forth. We're trying hard, I think, to work on it. Charlie, I don't know, did you have anything to add just in terms of where we are? I have seen many times, not once, where the bikers just ride right by the officers. But again, I don't know what an officer can't give a chase on foot, can't give a chase really in a car. But even there, I mean, I hear you, and we
Stop them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Sorry,
Charlie,
sorry.
do you?
It's like, just stop them for crying out loud.
Yeah.
I mean, let's go.
Yeah.
You can't.
Okay.
Just stop them.
I need to ask you to, yeah. Did you want to add to
No,
that?
we're obviously looking at multiple things, but the problem is that more and more e-bikes are actually being purchased by everyone, and in probably 5 years, that's all anyone's gonna have. So
Right.
a lot of the laws we're looking at are trying to make sure that the person doing it the right way isn't being punished either. That's what we're wrestling with right now.
They're juveniles.
Sure.
Sir, you're actually bringing up something that we talked about earlier in our workshop, and it is how we keep the public informed on the projects that we are working on. We don't have the answer right now, but that doesn't mean that we're not working on it. And maybe those periodic updates for us to inform people of, these are the steps that we have taken, so that we are trying to deal with the issue. I think everybody on the dais, so we all know the importance of this thing. Do you really? Well, okay. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, anyone from the public who wants to further discuss any other comments or concerns, please call the city clerk's office at 732-571-5686 to schedule a time at the public council hours that are held the first Wednesday of every month. And now I need a motion to close the public participation portion of the meeting.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll now ask the county clerk, the city clerk, if there are any changes to the list of resolutions.
No changes have been made.
Okay, thank you. We can take the listed resolutions as a consent agenda. I need a
So
motion.
moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Rassus?
Council President, I'm sorry. Sir, excuse me, if you'd like to say, yes, I'd like to talk to you after the meeting, if you can stick around for a couple of minutes. Oh, you gotta go? Okay. All right, no, I'm sorry, but after the meeting, please.
Mr. Rassus?
Yes.
Mr. Vieira?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Mr. Dangler?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes,
Motion passed.
thank you. Applications, there are none. Miscellaneous business for the good of the order. Councilman Rassus.
Thank you, Council President Vogt. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out this evening. We always like to hear your concerns. Tomorrow marks 24 years since 9/11 attacks. My heart goes out to everyone who was affected that tragic day. May we never forget. I'd like to thank Stan Zuba and his staff for making the past beach season another success. Please stay safe, and I look forward to seeing everyone in 2 weeks.
Thank you, Councilman Rassus. Councilman Vieira.
Yes, good evening, thanks for coming out. Tim and Greg, I know your concerns. Don't think that we sit back here and we've been trying to address it. We've been talking to our public safety. I know you see what I see, pretty much. I'm on Pier Village all the time. I'm on Atlantic Avenue. They ride by me by night at pool. I'm there too. It's safety concerns that we want to keep up with. And sometimes it's not as easy just stopping and trying to chase a kid that's on an e-bike because he doesn't have a helmet. We, as part of the council, we leave that up to our public safety. And discussion has been going on. It's been going on since the beginning of the summer about that. And we're going to try our best to see what rules we can put on. I know we put that flyer on and you say we're not obeying by it. I see it. I know what you're going to get. I know where you're getting. I know where you're getting. I know where you're getting. And believe it, we got our officers out there. I know where you said there's a couple riding by. The officers are not doing anything about it. I mean, it's easier said than done. The officers there, they're there. Sometimes you can't chase them on foot. I don't know. I can't tell them. I'm not an officer. You know what I mean? But we are up here. We are addressing that. Give us a little time. We'll come up with something. And with that, I'd like to say good night and thank you for coming.
Thank you, Councilman Vieira. Councilwoman Wittes.
Oh, good evening, and thank you for coming this evening. Greg, I liked your idea about honoring our police officers and firemen and first responders, and that's something we can look into. We have a big city, we can put a lot of flags out. The first idea about the veterans came from a friend of mine, Kathy DeBonis. She brought it to me, I brought it to the council, and I'd like to further bring your idea to the council as well. I think it's a great idea. And with that, I'd like to thank everyone for coming again, and have a good 2 weeks. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Wittes. Councilman Dangler.
Yes, thank you. First, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out, giving up your time, and we heard all three people who got up tonight, and with the passion that you all spoke, but focusing on the gentleman that spoke about the first responders, the servicemen, and so on and so forth. There's nothing left to say because you did an excellent job. Just paying homage to all of the stuff that goes on, and where would we be if they were not here willing to put their lives on the line for us. So I thank you, and everyone get home safely. See you in 2 weeks.
Thank you, Councilman Dangler. Mayor Plum.
Thanks. I'd like to thank everybody for your comments today. And yes, also, sir, thank you so much. Councilwoman Wittes actually made the suggestion. We all jumped along with it. But as Council President said, thank you, Councilwoman Wittes. And thank you for your comments about our first responders and our police and fire as well. We have a couple of events coming up. Councilman Rassis mentioned, but tomorrow morning we're having our 9/11 memorial service at 9 a.m. right here at City Hall. Please join us in remembering and honoring those we lost on 9/11. The Springsteen in Long Branch exhibit is up until November 14th at the Arts and Cultural Center. It's open every day from 8:30 to 4:30. Admission is free, and we're going to have a couple more special events connected to that exhibit. So check out our website at longbranch.org. And finally, Long Branch Day is coming up on October 11th. That's from 1 to 4, located outside of City Hall and the library. Join us for a Halloween-themed day with costumes, games, food, and activities for the whole family. And again, I'd like to thank everybody for your comments and for being here this evening.
Thank you, Mayor Plone. And I would also like to thank you for your comments and join in the invitation to please come tomorrow for the ceremony to honor the people that we lost at 9/11. And I would also ask that we all, in our own way, take a moment to just reflect on some of the things going on in our country. You probably heard about the events that happened today, and certainly even this week. You look at the violence that's happening in our country. And for us to think about what our own contributions can be to help turn this around. We have an opportunity as a city to set an example, to think about, to look at how we talk about things. Our ideas may differ, but how do we discuss things and how do we come to some sort of an answer? Again, I see it as an opportunity for us to learn from each other and model some behavior that hopefully can radiate out, because we can't keep on going like this. So with that, I'm also going to thank you for coming out tonight. I'm going to thank you for your thoughtful comments and hope that we're going to see you in 2 weeks. And with that, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.